As you can see, walking around New York, you meet lots of great people. There are so many people trying to make a difference in this town. It's so beautiful, and I want to introduce you to some. First, meet Dan and Christina. Both are educators, which I love. Let's clap for that. And both do more than just nourish minds. They nourish bodies through Grassroots Grocery, an organization distributing food to those in need. And we also have Marilyn and Nathaniel. They are part They are part of a movement helping combat social isolation. We'll talk to Marilyn and Nathaniel in a moment. But first, so Grassroots Grocery, Dan, started with a chance encounter with one of your students. So tell us what happened.
Yeah, so not until just recently, I was a middle school teacher at the American Dream School, which is a school in Mott Haven in the South Bronx.
Yeah.
Mott Haven is the poorest congressional district in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, even though it's just blocks away from some of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the city.
Yeah.
And one day on my way home from school, I ran into my student Justin. And next to Justin, I saw that there was an elderly woman who was digging through the trash can, you know, looking for food or cans or something.
Yeah.
And my teacher instinct kicked in, and the next day I took Justin out of the cafeteria so I didn't embarrass him in front of his friends, and I asked him what was going on. And Justin looked at me and he said, "Oh, that's my grandma. It's normal." And that's when I learned that something that should never be normal for anybody was normal for a kid that I saw, you know, every single day. And that was before the pandemic even happened, right? And so then the pandemic happens, and I think to myself, well, if that's normal for Justin then,
What's happening now?
What's happening now, right? And so I reach out to my students and their families, and I find out that 1 out of every 4 of my students and their families are cutting down on meals or skipping meals a few times every week because they don't have enough money or don't have access to fresh and healthy food.
Yeah.
At that moment, I just decided that I wasn't going to stop until we lived in a world where all of my students and all communities like where my students were living and had access to fresh and healthy produce. And that's what I dedicated my life to.
I love that because some people do just walk by, and you didn't, and that's important. And Christina, you don't live in Mott Haven, but does that describe your neighborhood as well?
Yes, it does. I don't live in Mott Haven, but I live in Spanish Harlem, which is also a very diverse neighborhood with low-income people. I'm also the Tenant Association president for public housing. And we have 4 buildings, 488 units in the development. We have a very diverse population, and recently in the last couple of years, we've gotten immigrants coming into our development. And a lot of them don't speak English, but I'm able to communicate with them through food. So I started doing this during the pandemic, and as I was doing it, I realized that we had a lot of people who lost their job, didn't work, and a lot of low-income people there that needed the extra support. And so I started doing it, and then one day Dan
but I
called
think,
me.
yeah, I mean, I think also just your own personal dedication to this, and like Christina has a motto that I would love for you to share with
What's
everybody.
your motto?
Because
You must do something good for someone at least once a day, every single day.
Can you imagine if everybody did
Right?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful motto.
Yeah.
But Dan, this organization started very small, right? It was grassroots.
Yeah, so it literally started out as just a teacher's passion project, as a desire to bring fresh and healthy food closer to my students and their families. And it started as a fundraiser with friends and family and colleagues got together. We raised like $15,000 on GoFundMe or something.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But you know, hunger persisted and the money ran out. And as a teacher, always thinking about the health and wellness of my students, not just, you know, of their minds, but of their whole selves. You know, I thought to myself, like, what more can we do? And now just through the power of generosity, through the power of neighbors helping neighbors, it's grown from just an effort to help my own local community into an effort that's citywide, at least, you know, uptown Manhattan and the Bronx.
Don't forget about the veggie parties.
Yeah, so we've actually partnered with the biggest produce market in the United States, and we, since March of 2021, have rescued over 450,000 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables.
So it doesn't go to waste and people need it. That's amazing.
So it doesn't go to waste. And
Yeah.
every Saturday, the amazing thing is that it's all driven by volunteers. It's all driven by neighbors helping neighbors. And
Wow.
so every Saturday morning, we meet right near this huge produce market. And we have what I call a produce party.
I love you, Dan.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you got to come one day.
I just
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
It's like a produce party. I like it. I
exactly.
like it.
One day I want people to wear, like the Chiquita banana hats with all this stuff and take selfies and things. So anyway, so we do that every Saturday, and then our volunteer drivers, we load up the food into their cars,
Yeah.
and then they go off to about every Saturday. It varies between 20 and 30 different locations. The truth is that, food pantries do amazing work, but in the work that they do, some people fall through the cracks. And so what we want to do is make sure that we get the food out of the food pantry and directly into the communities where people are living and where people are working. And so, yeah.
We are obsessed with how you're stepping up for your community. I do want to come to a produce party.
Yes.
Don't invite me. Mama will show up. And our friends at Stop and Shop are as well. So that's why they are giving Grassroots Grocery a gift card for $10,000 to help out.
I met Eloise on Zoom when she was 13 years old.
Yep.
I won't tell you how old I am.
We were both in the intergenerational chess program.
He's better than I am, but it was, we would have a conversation and it always developed into something interesting.
I was immediately taken by your Zoom background.
It's never the same twice.
Yeah. You know, someone who I've met who I feel like is more similar to me than most people I've met, besides my family, you're easily one of the people that know me best.
Nathaniel is genuine. He's there when he's there. I would tell him anything I would tell anybody else.
We are back with a whole panel of people doing good around the city of New York. You just saw teens and seniors who were paired up by a New York organization called DeRote. Its mission is to combat social isolation, which I can't imagine the past few years have been so isolating for everyone. They must have been very busy. As you can see, the benefits go both ways. Marilyn and Nathaniel were featured in that video. So everybody say hello again. You, just sitting here in the break, you both seem to have a genuine connection. Was that like right off the bat?
It was.
Yeah?
Yeah, we really felt it. It did not feel like a teen that I was talking to, a teenager. I was talking to just, as I said, genuine, caring other person. And we
like a peer,
talked,
sort of.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
didn't feel
like a peer.
The age didn't really define our relationship. It felt like you're just talking to any other person.
I love that. We actually have Mark Marady, the executive director for DeRote, in our audience right now. So Mark, explain the name and what does DeRote mean?
Well, thanks for having us, Kelly. DeRote is a Hebrew word meaning generations. And our mission is about bringing the generations together and addressing the issue of social isolation and loneliness, to give people an opportunity to stay socially engaged and connected. And it's really this kind of magic that we've been able to see. Now, over the last 2.5 years, we have gone from being an organization solely based here in New York City to doing programming now virtually, where we have volunteers from over 30 states of all ages who are involved in our programming. And it's really about bringing the young and the old together. And what's really beautiful about our work is that not only are we bringing the generations together, but we're giving people the opportunity to sit at a table or over a Zoom screen who would have never, ever had the opportunity to meet one another. It's really about bringing people from different backgrounds together to be able to engage and help people to stay connected, particularly during these really difficult times. Because we know that social isolation and loneliness has been equated to smoking 15 cigarettes a day, which is why this is such a serious problem and why it's so important for people to stay socially engaged and connected.
And also very telling that you just said 30 more states are now involved. It just shows you how much of a need there is and a crisis that people they're feeling isolated. They're in need of that. And there's so much growth to be had there. It's really, really cool. So Marilyn, what's something you want to stress to Nathaniel? What, like his generation?
I always told him to have no regrets. Go for it.
Yeah.
Trust your instincts.
Dream big.
Absolutely, and go for it. Don't put it off. Might not be able to do it tomorrow, do it today.
Amen.
And trust yourself.
Yeah. That's great advice. So Nathaniel, Marilyn has genuinely impacted your life. So can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I mean, I just think you just had like such a profound impact on me the last year. I'm actually going away to college in the next few weeks.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm actually going abroad for school in Scotland, the University of St. Andrews. So, and
wow.
I don't know anyone over there, and I don't think I would have been able to do it if it wasn't for Mel. She just has this way about her. She's lived in a Tanzanian village for months. She has an adoptive family in Brazil just from working there. Anywhere she goes, she just is able to find people, and she has the courage to sort of like seek out connections with others. And
she knows how to live.
Yeah, basically. And I don't know, this really inspired me to sort of build up the courage and to not have regrets and to sort of put myself out there and to do what I want to do, even if it seems, really frightening at first, to know that I could do it. And I just want to thank you for like being part of that.
I will be there. You want to call, you want to write, you want to talk to me, you want to email me, and I will find a way to come and visit too.
I love that's what I hope you're so proud. That's what this organization has done. It's like, you maybe wouldn't have done that. You maybe wouldn't have been brave enough, and had the courage.
Yeah.
And meeting this woman has lit a fire in your heart, rather. And
with young
beautiful.
people, it helps me to stay young. So he has kept me young, because if you're around old people, you're going to get old.
You say I'm an old soul, right?
Right, an old soul. But youthful, and I need that.
Yeah. Everyone, I love hanging out at the kids' table at Thanksgiving. So
absolutely.
I'm a child. So DeRote plays an important role for so many people in New York and now in several different states. And we want them to keep it up because it's so important what they're doing. So we're going to give them $10,000 to help them out. We think it's incredible. Congratulations on Scotland. That's so cool. Very, very cool.